Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is David Hyman. I'm your tour guide in Israel. Today's tour is in the lower Galilee region, in this ruin of an ancient town called Tsipori. On our tour today, we're going to visit the highlights of this city. We will see the ancient synagogue. We'll go down and see the theater. We'll take a look at the mosaics. So 2,000 years ago, the city of Nazareth, which we can see now on the mountain, was a tiny village with maybe 30 or 40 families. The capital of Galilee region was where we are now, the city of Tsipori. And where the cars are, that is exactly the location of the ancient Roman road that connected the coast, the port of Akko, with Tiberias. So not only does Tsipori sit in a location with wonderful fertile farmland, but also sits on an important highway. Just by accident, in the 1990s, Professor Zev Weiss and Professor Ehud Netzer from the Hebrew University, they revealed this ancient synagogue. In the center of this structure, that is where they found the mosaic floor of the synagogue of Tsipori. So we're going to go inside. Here's an image of the inside of the synagogue and the way it would have looked from the outside. And let's enter and see the beautiful floor, the mosaic floor of the synagogue of Tsipori. Here, let's read this one. Here it says, Zachur Latov Yodan Bar Yitzchak, something, Amen, Amen. So in blessed memory of Judan, son of Yitzchak, in Hebrew. So it's kind of amazing that here I am in 2020, walking into a synagogue that was built by my ancestors in the city of Tsipori 1,500 years ago. And the writing on the floor is exactly the words, the letters that we still use till this day. And anyone who speaks modern Hebrew can walk in and read these inscriptions. So you can see there's a few panels here on the floor. The one at the top, there's the two lions and the candelabra, the menorot, and like the entrance to the temple. These are sacrifices. There's the bull. It says Aharon. And we can see treasures of the temple, the showbread table, and the baskets of the fruit, two ram's horns. It says in Hebrew, Chatzotzrot, shemen, solet, oil. And the center of the panel is the zodiac with all the zodiac signs. In the center there's the sun, god of Helios. And here we can see the symbols of the zodiac. They're in Hebrew, Taleh, which means the lamb, Dagim, Pisces, Ya'il. And here in Hebrew it says the season of the month, Tkufat Nisan. And down here we can see the promise to Abraham. There's the two servants of Abraham. This is probably the binding of Isaac. So we're going to walk into the theater of Tsipori. It is not the largest one we have, but it is very, very beautiful. It holds about 4,000 spectators. You can see that the top part, the seats actually were carved into the bedrock of the mountain of Tsipori, and maybe wooden benches would be placed on them. But the lower seats were all carved into stone, and here we can even see some of the original seats. Look at the beautiful stonework. And then when the seats were missing, like here, they copied the design and they built the exact seats. So the theater today is reconstructed. The big platform in the middle is called the orchestra. This is where the musicians would sit. And there's the stage. The stage was built on wooden planks. You can see that the theater today is restored in a way that it can be active. And there are shows here, plays, music, concerts. And the theater is built on the northern slope of the city of Tsipori. So the sun is behind you. And if you're up here in the nosebleeders, you get this beautiful view and a nice breeze. This excavation here revealed a whole neighborhood of residential area, homes. So many of the homes, all that's left is just the kind of the outlines of the homes, but in many of them we can still see these ritual baths. They found more than 20 of them here. See steps leading down into a small reservoir. It has plaster. So these are Mikvaot, mikveh. And the mikveh is a ritual bath that was used by Jewish people to purify themselves at special events and times of the month. So the Crusaders, the builders of this fortress, probably found a few of these sarcophagi unused, and they decided to reuse them as foundations for the tower that they built here in the 12th century. So we're going to enter this structure that was built to cover and maintain maybe the most beautiful mosaic in the whole country of Israel. So in Greco-Roman mythology, Dionysus is the god of fertility, mainly the god of wine. His worship involved drunkenness, music, wild dancing, and orgies. What I really want to point out that we all enjoy as much as we can is this image here, this beautiful woman, the Mona Lisa of Galilee. So look at her features, how delicate they are. You can see her eyes, and she has like a rose, kind of rosy cheeks, and then those beautiful earrings, and in her hair there's like a gold leaves, and you can see how she looks at the camera. Okay, so because of the light here, it's kind of hard to see how beautiful she is, but here you can see her lips, and there's her earrings and her hair. There she is. This cactus here, in Hebrew we call it Sabra. That's the fruit of the Sabra tree. You can see that it's very, very prickly, like these prickly pears. So you know that the nickname for a native Israeli who was born in Israel is a Sabra. So we're walking on one of these ancient streets from the Roman period. These are all original tiles. Look how beautiful they're set. And you can see these streets were used not just by pedestrians, but also by vehicles, kind of chariots, because you can see the ruts that were carved into the limestone by the chariots. You can see horses would probably drag these carts, and the wheels would create these ruts in the pavement. This is the Nile Mosaic. This mosaic representing the celebration of the Nile. The Nile god sitting on this creature, maybe some kind of hippopotamus, and the Nile River flows out of its mouth. And there's the waves of the Nile, fish inside the river, and plants. And there's kind of an arch, and there's a Nilometer. Okay, and there's a woman and a man standing on her shoulders, and he's carving number 17 into the Nilometer. The Nilometer measures the height of the Nile River, so that dictates next year's revenue. So it's very important to follow the flood, the annual flood of the Nile River. And you can see the river flows all the way. And here it says Alexandria. So there's a fortified city with 2 towers and a pillar with a fire. This could have been a pharaoh's lighthouse. Down here there's hunting scenes, people riding horses. And here we can see large animals. There's a lion charging a bull. Over here we can see, I think this would be a bear, and a wild boar. There's the leopard. There's the goddess of the Nile. And she's sitting there with a big basket full of fruit. Famous mosaics are this centaur. It's a half human, half goat from the Greek and Roman culture. And over here is the hunter. There's the hunter. He's got kind of like sandals, boots, and a spear. Look at the features and the beautiful there. These are the Amazons. The Amazons were like a tribe of women, hunting women. So you can see that she's riding a horse. The horse even has a rein. And she's holding a spear. And we can see that it's a woman because of her breast. And see, these are the hunting Amazons. So I hope you enjoyed our tour of the ancient city of Tsipori. This is a wonderful place. I really would like to encourage you to come here and visit this site when you visit Israel with me. Thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and write a comment.